Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Good day, Fiyo Gatarsangan. Assalamualaikum and magandang araw ulit sa lahat. Guys, pagpatuloy pa natin yung ating chapter 10. Chapter 10 ng Claiming Her Back. Okay. Hindi ko na papatagalin, no? So, chapter 10, my last class has just ended. I got these mixed feelings of melancholy and euphoria that I could not explain. Am I getting insane? I remember last night dinner when David became all ecstatic when I approved his plan of bringing us out with our baby. He behaved well and he was not pestering me. He should not make things to provoke me, for he knew pretty well that I could cast him out anytime. I am still in the right state of mind. Going out with him doesn't mean I'm letting my guards down. I'm not planning to be captured again. I'm doing this for my baby, who is after all impeccable of all these dramas. I got home and was surprised on what I found. The house was a mess. "David!" I yelled. He quickly got out of the room holding my baby. "Hi," he said nervously. I was trying to dress him up, but he doesn't want to and he keeps on playing around. I turned my gaze to my baby, who was sucking his thumb while putting his head on his dad's shoulder. "Baby, what were you doing?" I strode my way towards them and picked my baby up. He was talking baby words and I kissed him all over his face, making him giggle. He looked at me with his adorable eyes. I felt two hands wrapping around my waist and I knew it was David. I was standing still. He kissed my baby's forehead from behind. "Baby, are you ready? Let's go." I nodded in response. "Would you mind if someone will drive for us?" "No, it's fine," I smiled. I quickly got my baby changed. David was looking so hot and sexy in his simple black pants and blue t-shirt that hugged his sculpt body. His bulging muscles were ripping and I was already imagining my hands touching his abs inside the shirt. "You can touch them anytime," he spoke. I blushed, so I turned around so he would not see my face. "Let's go," I said without looking at him. I could sense him smiling victoriously. He took the shoulder bag of baby stuff and we headed out of the apartment. I spot an SUV with a man in suit waiting. I felt a hand on my waist and David was already guiding me to the door. I was holding my baby and he looked so very excited when we got inside the car. He was bouncing on my lap while clapping his hands together. David was chuckling at my son. It was a bit traffic today. David had our baby sit on his lap and he played with him. My baby was laughing hard when his dad tickled him. I took picture of them. I even had a picture of us three, with David's face so close to mine while smiling on the camera. It took us 30 minutes to get to the mall. David had to wear his cap and sunglasses to avoid people from recognizing him. I noticed the 5 men in suits around us. They were not in the car. "David, are they your bodyguards?" I asked softly. "Yes, baby," he responded sweetly. People were looking at us, probably wondering why we were surrounded with bulky men. But I cannot blow them away. David is a prominent man. His men need to be around him most of the time, especially if he was outside. He took us to a fancy Italian restaurant I always wanted to try here, but the food were very expensive, and even a glass of water nearly cost half my salary for a month. The waitresses had already recognized who was coming. They were all lining up, and the manager led us to our table. There were very few people around. David put our baby in a high chair, and then he pulled a chair for me. What would you like, baby? There goes the pet name again. Why can't he stop calling me that? I will let this pass for now. This is not a good place to fight. I don't know. I haven't been in this place before. I spoke nervously but in low tone. It's fine. I got you. He smiled, then winked at me. There were lots of food in the table, and I was confused on what I should eat first. I saw David playfully smiling while feeding our baby while feeding our baby with the beef soup. We were eating silently. I still wanted to continue, but my stomach was so full already. The foods were all breathtaking, and I had to savor every one of them since this was most likely the only chance I could come here. David kept on glancing and smiling at me, but I just pretended I didn't not notice. I didn't want to give him false hope. Things will never be the same. We are never getting back together. The only one that keeps us together is our son. Nothing else. Guys, sorry talaga. Tuloy ko po yung chapter 11 natin kasi mukhang maganda po talaga ang masusunod na mga pangyayari. So, chapter 11. Franz has business trip to New York, and I don't know when he will be coming back. He always called me at night to check on us, and he told me he would go back home as soon as he can. It was better that Franz was not around yet, otherwise I would face a trial by my own brother. Don't you have anywhere to go or to do? I asked David while I was cooking for lunch. He was sitting on the couch playing with our son on his lap while watching cartoons. Nope, he replied, smiling. I was reluctant to ask him of when would he be returning to London. I never wanted to hear his answer. I bowed my head and spoke calmly. You know you cannot stay here for long. I felt him staring at me. Do you want me to go now? He asked with a sad voice. David, we both know we are not getting back together. He looked disappointed. I want to stay here with you and our son, he pleaded. I will give you access to visit my son if that's all you want, but I want to see you as well. I was shocked. When you visit my son, then you will probably be able to see me. No, I want to be present in your life and our baby every day forever. David, stop this drama. I interrupted. I will not hinder you to see my son. Baby, as for us, you are over a year late. I almost yelled at him. I was controlling my temper, especially my baby was around, and he was smart enough to understand what was happening in his surroundings. He got up from the couch and strode his way to me while still holding my baby. He touched my cheeks, but I turned my head away. I am not going anywhere. His voice was dark. Don't you understand? I'm not going back to you, I yelled, causing my baby to jump in fear, and he started crying. The tears in his eyes made my heart swell. I tried getting him from his father, but he shoved my hand away and instead sneaked closer to his father's neck while sobbing. I was shocked to my baby's reaction. He seems to have understood our fight. I was feeling guilty of making him cry. I cooed him while he was crying softly. Baby, I'm sorry. Please to come to Mama. I was in the verge of crying. He recognized my sweet voice, so he turned around and extended his right hand to reach me. I took him from his father and showered him with kisses all over his face. David was not saying anything. He just stood there in front of us. His sorrowful eyes never left mine. I will go out for a while. I'll be back later. He spoke in low tone. I just stood still, not uttering any words. When my baby noticed that his father was walking out of the door, he cried again, extending his arms to his father. My heart was shattered upon seeing my son grieving. I felt guilty and accountable for all the distress I caused to my son. I looked at David and I could see the tears forming in his eyes. He walked back to us and he picked my son up and kissed his head. I love you, son. Daddy will be back, okay? He was trying to keep his tears. David looked at me one more time and then went out of the door. I was not able to control myself this time. I cried and poured my heart out while hugging my baby closer to my chest. The pain during my labor was terrible, but this pain is unbearable. It's killing me softly. Baby, you are the only one that's keeping me alive. Don't leave me, baby. Don't leave mommy, please. I was sobbing hard and I felt millions of needles pricking my heart. I carried him to the bedroom. I was feeling tired of moving my limbs and my eyes were swollen. I was laying on the bed with my baby sleeping beside me. He was facing me and breathing softly. He was cuddling a white rabbit toy. It was part 3 p.m. when my stomach growled. I remembered I hadn't eaten yet since the fight with David. I slowly got off from the bed and headed my way to the kitchen. I didn't have any idea when would David be coming back, or if he would ever come back after how I treated him. The pain I felt a year ago was slowly conquering and swallowing me back again. I vowed to never let myself fall into the same pit again, but it turns out there is a different pit this time waiting ahead of me. Guys, natapos po ang ating chapter 11. So, guys, subscribe, like, comment, and share, and please click the link, the bell button. And thank you for watching. Bye!